Oh, hey, it's me. I'm Jaden. You're watching Orbit 21. No, you're watching Roll to One. It's all the same to me because we're doing sci-fi action-packed jamboree. I don't know what's happening. Pretend I didn't do this as an intro, and we're going to talk about my friends now. I'm here with Andy. I'm here with Jackson. I'm here with Ross. And I'm here with Zane. Awkwardness is just a feeling. It's your fault if you feel it. You can take that. I said it a long time ago to Jackson, and it's now become a reoccurring thing in our friend group, and now you can say it to yours. And I understand that I may have crushed your dreams if you are an introvert like myself, but you'll get there and running your own show one day. Without further ado, let's get ready for tonight's episode of Orbit 21. Let's go. You may have heard Andy say that's a keeper. He was referring to me. However, I'm married now.
Nope, just that intro.
Hey, congratulations!
Whoa!
We were all there. It was beautiful. He cried.
Yes.
I had to tell the world I'm married now in October 2nd.
What?
Well, because it's October 2nd.
Right.
And I'm telling the people how long this show records ahead of time.
Apparently you
Yeah.
are.
You're telling them like,
They can know.
sometime in November they'll find out.
Yeah. It's exciting.
Or December.
Or they'll find out during Ragtag before,
Oh, there you go.
because that's live.
Yeah.
Unless they
Yeah.
only tune in for
Yep.
Orbit.
Well, if you
Wh-
only tune in for Orbit, it's
Watch
probably
Ragtag.
because you're liked and subscribed. You look at our YouTube music, and you have fallen into the trap of my merch plug and headed over to roll21.com and bought yourself something really rambunctious. You can wear it to school. We don't do anything that's not school appropriate, except for say the F word every now and then. So,
Jackson.
the party headed to the bar after, speaking of Jackson, Ewan. He went to the bar, drank some tequila, and they all discussed their purpose, ultimately realizing that Al was probably their enemy, and a plan of action sprung. I'm not sure that's the right way to say that, but I said it. So now you're all headed after your own dreams of encountering Al and having a conversation, maybe with violence. This group, of course, seeked out the wisdom of the communion. Some of you spending your
Questions.
questions.
Saw it maybe?
Yeah. After they did so,
Charges.
they ventured to the Red Plains Tech Hub, Earth Edition, and it turned out to be a massive foundry assembling mega-sized robots, the kinds that could lift cranes or destroy, like bombs. They snuck into the facility, stealing a key card from a worker in the office after you had knocked him rudely unconscious. He is now unconscious in the chair. And you are within the facility. If you recall the Red Plains Tech Hub facility, it has a large sort of cement block room. If you remember, it looked a lot like an air traffic control tower around a sort of blacksmithy of lava around the area, right? It glows with this red like Mustafar in Star Wars. And it is massive and terrifying. There is sort of an assembly going on in the depths. Of course, it is all controlled atop this tower. The eye. So you see out the glass space into this area, and there is a large robot whose whole job is to pick up stuff on trucks and put it on this sort of assembly line
Yep.
that goes up there. And seemingly your only way out, except for these giant garages on both ends that you have yet to figure out how to open. You guys had to come in a small side door on your way into the facility. So what do you do?
There was another door, wasn't there?
Yes. So we.
Small door.
Was there another small door
Small
by?
door.
By
I don't believe I had said there was another small door.
There was a human door to get in.
There was the human door to get in.
Yes.
Right, but the
But I
other.
thought there was another human door. I mean, we went like across the entire room
Mhm.
to get to this small
office area,
office type situation.
which was by the other garage door.
It was.
And
But I was kind of at least under the impression, if nothing else, that there was a door next to that, because where else would you put a small door than next to the office?
Jovthor was going to look to see if there's a small human-sized door instead of the big garage door.
Even if I said there was one, there's not one anymore.
Okay.
Where's the other door then?
Oh, there is.
There are other ways into the facility, but they're
That's true.
maybe going to have to be explored.
There's the big garage door.
Why
as
don't
you
we
said.
roll perception
There we
checks?
go.
That always gets the party started. It's the you don't know what to tell your players to roll. Make them make a perception check. I have things that they can find though, because I'm no thief.
6.
Ooh, 6 is not good. 8 is not good.
24.
24 is pretty good.
I rolled an 11 on the die. I'm trying to figure out what.
Pretty
Yeah.
good,
Yes. You have not quite done the near impossible,
I guess.
but you found something hard to find.
Oh, and you have a wisdom score
Um,
of 0.
I was only looking for a door.
No, I will say you understand that you remember coming in and seeing the sort of spiral rail car-esque
18.
thing going around the building, and you understand
Up or
that
down?
you may need to go up,
It's going
right?
up.
And the way to get up right now is through a large robot hand or through flight to get up into an upper shaft that will lead you out into the open air. So you look across the space from where you are in the windows. You see up above a sort of rail line, and every so often, buckets attached to these rails come across. Stop for a second. Robot maybe grabs a truck, a trailer, and puts it up and dumps its contents into the bucket, and then the bucket sails off through the open hole in the far wall.
Meaning this is a completely separate area.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
From the rest of the facility.
and then the trucks, like I said, if you remember, they do a U-turn and leave the facility.
All right.
The
So the
buckets
big
are just
door-
reminding me of Lego Star Wars and the Droid Factory. We have to hop on them
Yes.
together.
So,
So the big door in the back, really, the only purpose of that is to get the robot in.
yes. Or if the trucks need to go all the way through for some reason. Yes.
Seems as though they don't.
All right. So, Joe Thor's going to look at that. It's like, well,
Doesn't seem to be any other way to get in other than...
up there. Well, I can climb up there. I don't want to be.
I'm just gonna start walking up the wall.
Yeah. So you almost see as he sort of magnetizes to the wall and just climbs up.
Now, does the robot actually pick up the trucks? I forget.
The robot picks up the trailer, dumps its contents in, and then puts it back on the truck.
Show off.
Yeah, OSHA wouldn't like it picking up the truck.
All right.
It's not a... Well, not sure.
Well, Ewan, we know you can fly. I can climb. Kane, how are we getting you up there?
I guess I could ride one of the trucks.
Are you gonna be okay if we do that?
I hope so.
What's in the trucks? Do we see?
That's a great question. So he rolled pretty well. So I'm going to say that Kane's able to see what's getting poured into it. You see what looks to be the destroyed remnants of machinery, like
Scrap.
not scrap.
Not scrap?
You're seeing wires. You're seeing long tubular limbs. You're seeing sort of what looks like destroyed robotics, as well as destroyed computer parts. So it's not
Sounds like
it's not quite
scrap.
scrap.
I was about to say.
Well, no, because when I picture scrap, I picture like
You're
just
thinking
junkyard.
scrap metal.
scrap metal. But I'm trying.
Versus
But
just
in this case,
scrap
it would be
Scrap robotics.
scrap robotics.
Do I notice anything
Gotcha.
else?
I wanted to be clarified.
with my
Yeah,
18.
yeah, yeah.
Did you see anything with your 18? What are you looking for? Are you looking for the way up, or are you looking for something else?
Just anything that may be good to have noted.
I like this. What I'm going to tell you that you find is that you look at the robot. The robot, of course, is distracting. He very much resembles Scott in many ways. Of course, he has a blue coloration on his body. You make note of his utility and his color scheme.
And his blueness.
And roughly how tall is this robot? Just so that we have reference.
This robot would be...
Huge.
It's Jaeger big.
Yeah, Jaeger big,
Yeah,
okay.
like it's the size of...
So multiple hundreds of feet.
Yeah, he's massive. And
Okay.
I am saying that this is a friggin' huge facility.
Right.
It's difficult to put into comprehension, but if you've ever looked up at a building and it sort of seems to sort of pull at you into your perspective and the way that your eyes look at it,
Right.
you sort of get this feeling that as you look up at the ceiling, the walls almost kind of cave up as it just seems that far away.
Gotcha. Okay. Just wanted to know for reference. So, I'm assuming that the thing is too far up that I could throw down a rope.
I would say it's
for-
20 times the size of Scott.
Okay.
Does that seem right? Am I crazy?
How far up is the
That'd
ceiling in
be
feet?
120 feet.
That seems reasonable.
How far up is
Pretty big robot.
How far up is the ceiling then?
The ceiling or
Because
the
the robot's
conveyor
sitting.
Yeah, the robot. Okay, so I'm picturing the Iron Giant. I'm just going to put it that way.
belt? Okay.
I remember that the robot was sitting.
Yes, he is sitting in order to bend down enough to grab the trucks. And then he extends his long limb, and it even extends a little farther, some sort of a hydraulic press pushes the rest of the way and then places it inside the bucket and then continues to go.
So how far up are the buckets?
Man, you're looking for how far up. I'm going to say, for the sake of D&D, we're going to say 300 feet.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So, Kane,
I can get there.
Okay. Well, Ewan, you want to fly or you want to go with Kane? We don't know what we're going to face. We may need your...
You see Scott is already 3/4 of the way up there.
So do you want to fly or do you want to go with Kane?
I can take you.
I'll go with Kane.
All right.
If we need to get out, I'll fly us out.
All right. Well, I'm going to follow Scott. Wait for me! And Joe Thor's going to start climbing
Wait
up
for
the wall.
me.
Joe Thor grabs...
Wait, assuming, is the wall climbable?
I'm going to say you find a place that has some piping. I'm not going to make your climb speed not helpful here.
Right.
You find some piping and are able to parkour your way up.
Gotcha.
It's not so much a simple task, but you are able to do it by yourself.
Right. I mean, if Nimbus had all of the netting and climbing things, this is not going to be too difficult for Joe Thor.
And then what is Kane and Ewan doing?
Once they get up there,
I think it's a how are we getting up there?
Yes.
once we get up there, Kane is going to say, grab and say, hold your breath.
Okay.
He has a suit on, so he doesn't need to. And cast Dimension Door.
Cool. So there's this moment where
Just
you guys are just enveloped in what seems like a black hole sort of expanding and then swallowing you. And in this moment, it feels like an eternity and an instant as you see the intergap around you for all but a lifetime. And then you appear at the top in what felt like a second.
Do we beat them up there?
You beat me up there.
By seconds. Scott
kinda
finally
waited till they were
places
there.
his Scott places his foot atop the pathway and then zoom, magnetizes to the top. Jove Thor not too far behind as you all appear
is there a path up
at
there?
the top. Now, it is a path that you, if you could monkey bar, you could climb underneath, but the doorway goes, or the sort of, what's the word, cable is maybe the best way to put this, but it is more of like a steel, more like a steel bar, and the way that it's shaped like an eye. Like an eye.
Like a monorail. It's a monorail.
An I-beam.
Yeah, it's a monorail. Yeah, it's like an I-beam. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And
So we're on top of
Countries.
that.
yeah, so you're on top of that, but as
We're on
you
the
see,
service platform.
no, you're on top of the actual where it's gonna, the cart wheels actually go around in between where this eye is, and they sit on like a little lip that wheels along this.
Oh, I figured we'd be on the carts.
Oh, we need to get into the cars.
Well, you'll see as they sort of come nearby, you have the moment to now step inside. Getting a closer look, you are seeing robotic parts. I don't think for Scott it's unsettling, but it is off-putting as you see many of yourself within in their red and blue states. A couple purples,
If I were Spock, I'd do the single eyebrow raise.
but he can't. He's got no facial movement. I guess you do feel probably. What do you feel looking down at yourself within these?
I think that means we need to weld
Things.
eyebrows on Scott.
They need to
we'll
be
just,
able
we'll
to
just
move.
paint them on.
I
And
think
one of them will always be raised.
exactly. Right. He's the.
It's like a Batman's
Scott
cowl.
the Rock Johnson,
Do you smell? So
Dwayne the Scott Johnson. All right, you're good. Go ahead.
Dwayne the Bot Johnson.
I like how the Johnson's always there.
So he, I guess, looking at this, I think it's more of just like it's a sobering reminder. If that
Makes sense.
it's not like
yeah.
he's not like shocked or appalled or anything, but it's just like he's been in this adventure with these guys doing these things, exploring his very nature, and then all of a sudden it's just a sudden reminder of what he is essentially and where he came from.
I like it.
Well, I was shooting to be actually in the cart. So, Scott, stop exploring your very nature. We're already in the cart.
All right, so Scott finishes exploring his very nature, and you all are inside the minecart. Now,
I feel like that's something out of
it begins to slide. You swing ever so slightly, and you exit this interior chamber. The giant fan blowing its final whoosh as you move outward into the space. Immediately, you feel the walls of this space get warmer. Not dangerously so, but you can now feel the excess heat that you had felt when crossing the bridge. you look down below and you get a much better vantage point of what you're looking at, as you now see, not too dissimilar from the Red Plains Tech Hub on Mars, 2 assembly lines of massive robots, 1 blue and 1 red, continuously moving. No malfunction like before, creating purple, only red and blue.
Gotcha.
You see that the red robots are being outfitted with extra shielding and extra weaponry, and the blues are being outfitted with the ability to extend their arms and maneuver them like cranes.
Gotcha. While we are in the cart, Joe Thor is going to be kind of looking through the different parts and everything, being the tech guy that he is. Do I find anything useful?
Go ahead and make a technology check.
Remind me again what we're trying to do here.
12.
12. You find enough for your machinations, but nothing special.
Okay.
Can I determine whether or not we're headed toward a smelter?
You would anticipate, given what is in here, that you're not going towards a smelter, but likely a sifter.
Oh, still not great.
Something that would put these things in different places.
Yes, possibly ignoring any gooey things.
Yeah.
It'd have to be removed somehow.
Yeah.
But Andy asked a very good question. Why are we here?
I just forgot.
Yeah. No. That is a great thing. And then, so
Is memory here?
she stayed with the ship.
Okay.
Yes.
Because we flew there,
Memory,
and then
why are we here?
No way. I just can't talk about her.
Because we flew there in our ship. We landed, went across a big old bridge, and then we got into the.
I think you're here because you heard sort of the idea that's. I believe you heard that that Al was looking for a body,
That's right.
and this was one of the biggest sort of red flags, more like red planes, that came into your field of vision.
If I remember correctly, also, we had the thought that perhaps Al was listening to us through memory.
Yes, and then we were able.
Or, well, I think we had shut you off, so we
shut
thought
me off,
it
yeah.
wasn't you.
We were somehow able to block that momentarily.
Yes, but we had never even tried to block anything with memory.
No, I thought we did.
I think she checked herself
We'll have to.
before she wrecked herself.
Well, after we watch that
Yikes.
episode. Anywho, so we're just here to kind of investigate if Al's here, what we can do here, and the purpose of the biggest robots.
So along the way,
Just
you
industrial.
recognize that you're ascending. You are going upward, and you're going in a circular motion now as you continue to wrap around. Now, you recognize that inside this tower space, so like you are at a certain depth from the actual cylinder that is going upward. On the innermost portion of that cylindrical shape, there is a descending buckets.
Yeah.
And these buckets are empty.
Sure.
Okay?
Yep, makes sense.
Just to give you some context.
Yep.
Now, you get up to where you would understand would be the entrance where these buckets are going, and it is almost a keyhole shape in the way that it is cylindrical, and yet it has a space at the bottom for the bucket. Just in case it should overfill, it has enough space. So you go towards this, you look up, and there's several hundred feet before you get to the windows that are going to allow you to get into the sort of main control space.
Right.
Do you wish to go in here or make your exit now?
Keep going.
Can we split up?
I think we should probably stick. I feel like we should probably stick together. I say we go in. Joe Thor would say to go.
Can I roll a perception check to look through the scope of my rifle to see if there's anything down there I might be able to
Down there or up
take
there?
note of?
Down there, up there, or in there?
Wherever the 100 feet was.
I was up.
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah,
Yeah.
do
You're
100.
going to look up through the windows? Go ahead and give me a... Ooh, I hate to say it, but it's going to have to be an investigation check because of just how quickly you're going to have to do that. It's going to require your intelligence and not your perception.
That's fine. Nat 20.
What's the total? I'm curious.
25.
25 is pretty damn spectacular. You look through and immediately you see someone operating a computer. And you see that they have made eye contact with you. as you look down and they see sort of a flash, and they look over and they look over at somebody else. They point. You sort of flash your weapon in the other direction, and now see that there's some sort of an officer in blue who is like, and then points down and then looks as you guys get closer and closer.
How many hundreds of feet?
They have spotted you.
I think he said a couple 100 feet above us, or where the
100.
windows. Or
What do you see?
They spotted us?
They spotted like movement
yeah.
in the
They
thing.
spotted something.
Something.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
don't know what it is, but they're like, what could it be?
They see us. I don't know if they know it's us, but it looks like there's 2 workers and an officer.
I think it's time to go in.
Yeah, let's.
Agreed.
Let's go in.
All right, so you go in and
I was.
oh, you're gonna do something?
I think Scott at the last second is gonna just on his own latch onto the outside wall
Okay.
and then just start.
So you just, and then the bucket moves. Your body sort of drags a little bit,
Roll stealth.
limply, and you're
Yes.
just hanging onto the wall.
And I'll meet, and I say overcomes. I'll meet you inside.
10-4.
Don't forget to roll stealth.
I mean, not yet. He's not stealthing yet.
I feel like
You should.
okay. I mean,
Eventually, I'll tell you to roll stealth.
Don't just walk
Okay.
up the wall.
well, yeah.
Stealth up the wall.
Yes.
Spider-Man up the wall.
For now, I do want
inside or
to. I do
outside?
want to explore what happens with these guys before I get back to you.
No, yeah.
So you're right in the entrance.
So you guys, yes, he is. You guys go into the space and you see a massive cylindrical room. And on the bottom, it basically looks like a cheese grater of holes. And then you see the holes in the next one are smaller. But each one of these sort of platforms that now go downward through move at an angle, and they almost sort of, based on the way that these holes are patterned, is that it slides some of the things that would get caught towards the outside walls. And these outside walls have holes to catch the things that are going to be sifted through as they go down.
Kind of like when you're digging for gold in a river.
Absolutely. However, in this case, it's not so much that you're just sifting for one thing that's going to end up at the top. It's several different things that are even going to slide out. So you guys are not small enough to get down through
Are the
this,
buckets dumping?
this thing. The buckets before you begin to pour out.
Are there any like catwalks or anything around that we could try and get to, or
I was going to say, are we going straight from the wall to this thing is right up
No,
against the
so
wall?
it's a big room, just describing this space. And then you look up and you see a huge fan. And behind that is another fan that are spinning at a semi-rapid pace to keep this area cool.
Sure.
And just beyond that, you see that there's ventilation shafts, 3 of them, that go sort of outward, upward, who knows where they go, that are up
Gotcha.
beyond the fans. Other than that, you see that there are sort of crane-like hands sticking through on the outside.
Of what?
like
Just sort of on the outside walls that are sort of looking down and grabbing and helping to rearrange things that are in bad positions and putting in place. 3 like hands, like robot hands.
Yeah.
And in this case, you recognize that they're painted blue and they're just putting things down, rearranging so that it's able to sift better.
Right. All right, guys, up or down?
Which way's down?
You're not going to be able to get
Down.
super far down, but you are able to get several layers down if you want to slide in one of these holes.
I'd say up.
Up.
I don't think I want to go in the holes.
Okay. Up. Okay. Then we're gonna need to work fast.
Yeah, you guys are operating. Let's do it this way. You guys are operating in initiative. I think it makes the most sense.
18.
Okay.
14.
So
11.
I'm going to do this. I just got new cards. So Jove Thor. And then Kane.
Looks like you. Don't do it.
And then Ewan.
Don't pronounce it.
What, did I do something wrong?
Don't pronounce it with a U.
Oh.
Did I mess up?
No, you didn't. Just he was saying that your V and Jove Thor, it looks a little bit like a U.
It's like a Yiddish take on a Norse god.
And then the bucket will pour, but the bucket will pour.
The bucket
It's
is an
pronounced
initiative.
bouquet.
Well, the bucket's an initiative, but the bucket will pour. So I'm giving you guys. I wanted you guys to have
Yeah.
6 seconds before the bucket pours.
All right.
Oh, that's great.
How far away are we from the wall?
Okay, it's a great question.
For
I'm gonna say you are in a
About a month.
you are in a 30-foot radius circle.
Oh.
So you are 30 feet
From the wall.
from the. No, you're on the outside wall. And
Oh,
you're gonna move 30 feet in 6 seconds.
Okay.
So it's gonna pour at the end of 6 seconds.
Gotcha. Okay. Joe Thor's gonna say, I'm gonna climb up and hopefully stop the fans, and then we can go up. And then Joe Thor's going to.
Yeah, you can get at the ceiling.
Yeah. He's gonna jump to the wall and hold on to the wall.
You jump and hold on to the wall. I'm not gonna make you roll for that. You can just sort of get off when Scott did.
Right.
And you can begin climbing. You begin
Yes.
climbing, and you recognize you're fighting a little bit against the fan. Things are sort of pushing you down a little bit. I need you to make an athletics check. I'm going to give you advantage because you have a climb speed.
I definitely needed that. Athletics, that is strength. 14.
14.
Yeah.
All right. So you're able to get up to the fan.
Mm-hmm.
In 6 seconds?
He's fast.
Oh, wow. Nice job.
However, whatever you're going to try to do to stop the fan,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to have to make a disadvantage.
Okay.
You're moving quick, and you got just a very loose handhold.
Gotcha.
I rolled in athletics. Does that not count as an action?
No.
Oh.
I'm making him roll it. It should have been a strength save, but I'm pretty sure for him it's the exact same.
I mean, my strength is a -2.
Right. So your athletics check would have been it would have been the same if you rolled a strength save.
Right.
Okay. So I made a mistake, but it all worked out. In the end.
Yeah. It's all good. Okay. So.
Plus, it kind of is for him because he's a monkey.
Mhm.
Right.
So
So what Joe Thor is going to do is he is gonna
Fan blades whir above your head.
right. He is gonna take his pistol and he's gonna shoot at the center of the fan. Actually, no, that's a bad idea. That is a bad idea.
what's your intelligence again?
20?
You're rough.
Reverse blender.
I did.
Are you in a
That seems like
cylindrical
something I would
thing,
do.
or
It moves above your head. It sort of sounds like.
Okay.
you could just wait?
Wait to see what you guys do. Okay. Yeah.
You can hold your action if.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, I will hold my
I
action.
say if because if this happens, I do this. I'm just
Okay.
saying if.
So,
Where's this
If then.
If
Okay.
then.
also, so I do electrical damage. So if I shoot the middle of it, I could potentially just short circuit it. But I will hold my action, ready to shoot the center of the fan should it become necessary.
You look back, aiming your weapon, prepared to shoot your fan for what? If it becomes necessary is not a hold action allowable.
Okay, that's fair.
for me.
It's not.
Wait till it's safe for if on the off chance that I shoot it and it just goes all the way down. I want to wait till they're safe to shoot.
If they get clear of the fan,
Yeah.
you will fire.
Yes.
Okay.
Will he be clear of the fan when that happens?
Doesn't seem so.
I have good AC.
Hope
You
so.
see, as you look back and monitor your friends in the area, you see as Scott's foot finally leaves your space. He's now on his way up.
Okay.
Hey, go.
All right, so Kane.
Ready?
Yep.
So you said there were things above the fan
I did.
that I can see.
There are grates. You can go through the ventilation shafts.
I can go straight to the ventilation shafts.
Inside,
We're going dimension door again.
he's now clear of the fans.
It's like,
Yeah. You said that, I was
another
like,
black hole.
We
You
will.
see, sort of radiant energy crackles as they emerge into the space.
You couldn't have told me you were gonna do that.
It takes the fun out of it.
It probably does. You saw me before.
I was climbing. I don't know how you got up there.
Oh.
Now, Ewan, you're on the opposite side.
Wait, did you shoot the thing?
No, not
No.
yet.
Held
He
action.
can choose to not.
Oh. Are you going to choose to not?
Oh, I mean, I'm just holding it. I'm just.
You're going to lose it. Do you want to lose it or not?
It's use it or lose it.
I will lose it because I need
Okay.
to assess if
good
there's
call.
a
I respect
better
it. I respect it.
If there's a better way.
Now, Ewan, there's a grate. You're inside of a ventilation shaft. It glows with a soft red hue. The farther in to the shaft it goes. But outside, you see Ewan underneath the... Not Ewan, pardon me.
Jovthor.
Jovthor underneath the fans. You're hearing the opposite end of the... So you're hearing the... sound. And you look down and you see him with his blaster aimed at the center of this fan. But you have right before you a way that may be able to stop this fan, should you time it perfectly. If you can kick off this grate.
How close are these
I'm
fans?
gonna try it.
Oh, are you just trying to catch it?
He's got to catch him at the perfect time. Now, in order to do that, I think you need to make an investigation check
Really?
to deduce it properly.
Wouldn't that be dexterity?
No, this would be
I can give you sleight of hand if you'd rather.
Yeah.
I do sleight of hand.
I like it.
Okay.
It's sort of like if you've ever seen it's the moment where Nemo puts the rock in between the fan blades.
Oh yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
I-
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That's a great movie.
Intelligence-wise, I can tell you what needs to be done, but I can't do it.
I get it. What was your first roll?
That was 4.
So what was the total?
9.
You kick off the grate.
So he goes, boom, and it just, and he catches, and you just see Jovthor's potential of what might happen if he's going to risk it, as it goes,
Slice.
and it slices it in, and then it slices the next one, slices it, and then it falls onto the grate and sifts away. And then the bucket pours. All of the pieces go down. Surprise.
You're stuck.
Well, I'm just on the wall.
All right,
So
Scott.
I need to figure out what I'm gonna do.
What do you do? As you look beyond, you see you're about 100 feet from the nearest window, and you are now free climbing.
Sort of.
I did a little bit of math. I think I can move 600 feet in 2 minutes.
How many feet can you move in 6 seconds?
30 feet in 6 seconds.
Well,
Normally.
yes, and then you can bonus action dash.
So a lot.
Can you do that while staying hidden?
Well, he's totally obscured, so he's not going to be
Oh.
because he's moving along the wall's surface, and the window's only slightly put out,
Oh.
and they're in line with it.
Okay.
So basically, I can go 90.
So you can go 90 in 6 seconds.
That's real.
So Scott moves 90. Just and gets up 10 feet below the windows.
Slot.
It says Scott. Are you gonna mock my handwriting?
It
does-
appears
it does
that
look-
way.
It
yes.
does
it-
look like
it-
slots.
it
Certainly
does-
is the direction that I appear to be going,
I think it
won't,
says Scott.
Jaden.
I think it says Scott.
which is hilarious to
I
someone
know
with
it says
terrible
Scott.
handwriting.
Oh,
That's
fancy.
Frit.
Do it like the
8
British.
cut.
Now he's Scottish.
He's skull.
That is a beautiful.
Score.
I don't know. It's like a figure eight. Yes.
It's
I don't
cursive.
know. You guys are just mocking my handwriting.
I haven't said anything bad about it.
I write like my dad, so blame my dad.
It's better than a lot of people.
Oh, Jonas.
Will do.
What a man.
So you're now 10 feet from the windows. Okay. Jovthor.
Yes.
I could probably make that sound somewhere.
Maybe there's another way.
Yeah. So Joe Thor is gonna look around, see are there any grates or anything on below the fan, like on this level.
I mean, things that are not just metal wall and piping.
Yes, like air ducts or something that I could potentially either climb to, because if not, I think like I can't jam the blades. Like there's
You
zero.
could try to time it, just, you know.
Yeah, with my acrobat.
I'm just saying, you could try to time it.
We could get you,
You
a
take
character if you want.
10d10.
Slicing. I have resistance to radiant and
Yeah.
electric damage. I don't have resistance to slicing
Then
damage.
electrify the fan.
Slashing, but yes.
It's like whatever. So my options are pretty much either time it.
Or roll perception.
Yeah, Joe Thor's gonna roll perception.
You're just trying, dude. I told you within the room. Make your decision.
Kane, what should I do?
Hold on. We'll try to find a way to...
Is there a wall you can
No.
jump to?
Oh no, I'm like just a few feet below it. So yeah, Joe Thor's gonna get as close as he can without getting sucked into it, or not sucked, blown, because it's pushing air down.
Yeah, pushing
right?
air
It's
down.
Pushing air down. Okay.
Every mechanical device has a service panel.
Probably not below me.
Yes. Probably not below.
Yeah. Do you guys see a service panel? Can you short circuit it?
I
the
can't
sound of the
until my
blowing air.
turn.
Okay, Joe Thor's just gonna be looking around, thinking, because he doesn't want to die.
You could look through the blades.
Do I see any service panels or anything electric that I could potentially short circuit with my blaster?
Well, the thing with fans
You
is
could
that
short circuit the crane arms.
the thing about fans is there's a little switch on every one of them that instead of pushing air down, it'll pull air up. You're supposed to flip that for the winter and the summer to help keep the room cool or warm, whatever you're wanting.
This
Maybe
I think
something
that
with that, I
slices
don't
him
know.
just as badly.
Yeah, this is.
Yeah, but it'll slice them the other direction.
This would be such an out-of-pocket way for Joe Thor to die.
I survived a T-Rex. I survived so many other things.
You just, like in the movie, it's not even like it's like just suddenly as the tension's slowly building, just and he's gone. He's gone.
Okay. Yes, Joe
There
Thor
we
is just
go.
going to be looking around and just waiting.
No, it's
and-
not the whoosh.
Just
You're good.
roll some dice.
I think you're gonna have to risk it for the biscuit, buddy. And just try to time it.
Okay.
Why?
There's no.
Yeah.
Do you have another option?
Yes.
What is the other option?
I can't tell you yet because I haven't been able to roll the dice.
Right. Okay. So
Yeah, because
yes.
we're an initiative.
We're an initiative,
So yes.
so I can't
You can also.
investigate
Do you
or
want
proceed.
to? Do you want to wait?
Yeah, Joe Thor.
There you go.
Oh wait.
All right, Kane. What do you do?
All right, investigation or perception? Probably investigation, I'm going to say. What would you say?
To do what?
To find the way to turn off the fans.
I like it. Go ahead and make a technology check.
Where is it?
The very bottom.
I found it.
You have a good technology, don't you?
Only 14, though.
You buy the latest
Unless you
iPhone.
wanna help.
You have a good technology.
Unless you want to help me.
Yeah, sir. How can I help him? Just like
Just say,
there it is.
How can you help him?
Yeah.
You
Is there any
could-
way I can, like,
well,
aid
You
or
could
advantage?
also look around.
You can
Yeah.
aid him, but you could role play that you understand fans.
I understand fans. There's a switch somewhere. I had one in my bedroom when I was a kid.
Okay, you have aid.
That's better, ish.
I'm gonna die.
17.
17. There is a button. It's like you see the fan itself is hanging from a cylinder tube that goes to the ceiling, and then sort of wires sort of go to each end holding the fan up. The fans sort of spin on the same
Cables or wires?
cables that are pulling to alleviate some of the tension that might pull in different directions.
Yeah.
You understand that while you see no button, if you were to cut some of these cables in the right way, you may be able to get the fan to break itself against the side wall. As it wobbles, it breaks itself.
That's fair. I will try to also not know more information than I have rolled.
Why would you know more information than you roll?
Those cables always have wires on them.
Okay, sure.
If you cut the wire, you
I like it.
turn it off.
I like it. Why not? You can be an engineer and tell me engineer things.
Well, you always have those cables to hold it up, but then you have the wires go along the cables to power it.
Yeah, for sure. I like it. I'm into it. No button though.
But I didn't see that. So even
Here's
if I'm
what we'll
looking
say.
for it,
We'll say the cable on the inside of the cables are the wires.
That works for me.
Interesting. They put so it's steel. Oh, okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, there we go.
It's to protect the wires.
It would be.
Yep.
It would certainly protect them.
It's industrial.
I don't know if I would do that for certain reasons of core strength, but sure.
This is future. They have good
It is
alloys.
the future.
They have good alloys. All right, what are you going to do now that you see that?
Yes, alloys like pewter.
So, fans here. Jove Thor's here.
Mm-hmm.
Where are the wires in relation to where Jove Thor is?
Well, there's.
Like
let's
around.
just say there's one right above your
Right
vent
abo-
grate. as
One
there
right
would
above
be.
us.
Yep.
What about right above him? Also, are
Uh,
we right above him or are we on the opposite side?
No, you're on the opposite side.
Okay.
Of course, it's not your turn anymore. It's Jofler's turn because he rolled his investigation. He decided his turn was
But I
gonna
can't
be
say things.
to technologically do stuff.
If we cut the wire, maybe it'll shake itself for a turn, and you can get through.
All right. Well, I need to move back just in case if it swings down and it chops me up, I'm still dead.
That's true.
So Jove Thor is going to climb far enough down that if this works out, it's going to swing down. It
Yeah.
won't give him a haircut.
He gives in to some of the airflow. It's easier to climb down than it is to climb up.
Yeah, sure.
You can just hold to dodge out of the way if the fan should fall.
Yes.
Okay. Now, Ewan,
Can I cut the blades with the
The wires with
the
your-
necro sword?
you can cut the wire with a necro sword.
Cut the wire with the necro.
Sure.
That's the closest thing to you.
Rolled hit, I assume. Necro cut.
No, you just do it.
No. Okay. Yeah.
And then you guys hear
He has a jump back, so he can just jump
as
over
the
slice.
fan sort of swings ever so slightly and begins to like,
Hits the side.
yeah, it's starting to go. And so you see it sort of, as it sort of crushes on some of the ends, all of their like folding a little bit, and they start to shake a little bit. And now there's a way bigger gap, giving Jove Thor an advantage if he wants to jump through it.
So we need to cut another cable for it to fall.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
But it's not your, not
Yeah.
your turn. It's Scott's
You're
turn.
right.
So Scott, you
Scott, it
are
is.
10 feet from a window that hangs slightly over the edge.
Wow, 10 feet. Nice.
All right.
that's more than 9 feet.
Dang it.
Got that gnat. We got fruit flies in here now.
We got rid of most of them.
Is it the... Never mind.
Yeah.
So I'm going to...
That was actually me about to do a fake scream and then holding it in as fast as possible, realizing I was making that noise.
It sounded like a distorted, like, smoke alarm battery chirp.
Oh, like those. Have you seen that one kid who does like the sound in the middle of his like gym class or whatever? He's just like,
I've not.
So
seen it, but it sounds
Scott
funny.
is
Yeah.
going to maneuver himself to be at the top of the, like, above the window.
yes.
And then
Go around the side.
Right, around the side. And then stealthily peep my head, just like
I like it. Make a stealth check.
my eyes over.
He makes a stealth check.
I take my eyes out of my skull,
Holds the arm up.
hold the eye out.
Like Mr. Potato.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, exactly like that.
And then that is, what, that's a stealth?
Stealth.
That is a 28.
Gross.
Good lord.
So Scott, you climb
Robotically
and
stealthy.
then you hold up your arm and you put it in just the right spot that you can see the whole room, but none of them can see you. Now you're up there, and you see you're in a perfect location. You could potentially cut your way in here. You have to use your necro blade through the window.
Through the window?
Yep.
What do I see first?
Well, you see there are 3 people up here, one at each of the 4 computers up here, and then an officer that's kind of walking around making sure that things are going well.
Okay. And they seem back to business as usual.
They seem back to business as usual.
Boss or
except
security?
the officer is just monitoring the space. You do see a lever in the middle of the room that does say pull if things look shady.
In case of
That's written on the
of
wall.
emergency.
No, it's an emergency like alarm system that they can pull.
Alarm. Ah, I see.
Does the officer look like he's keeping them there, or
Well, you're not necessarily super great at insight,
Oh, good
so I'm
point,
not
good
going to give
point.
your character's perspective here. Is you're seeing an officer that's gesturing towards a computer and is like pointing at something and being like, but they're looking at something specific on the monitor. You just can't see it from your vantage point.
Okay. Well, I will take my antimatter daggers,
Yep.
or at least one of them, and I will try to stealthily.
Yeah, so Scott climbs up. He's 28 stealth, and he just like puts his gravitied hand, it sticks to the wall, and you just
Are you trying to cut the wall or the window?
the window, right?
Right, unless there's like a vent.
It's a window.
Okay.
It's gonna be awesome. And you pull out the circle that you've made, and you just like let it drop
Yeah.
because it's just an eternal drop. You look down, and then finally you see just giant versions of yourself being assembled down there. And then you
Whatever you do,
do a tuck and roll inside the space.
don't look down.
And you see as one of the guards, not one of the guards, one of the workers sort of turns around ever so slightly, and you're like, oh no, did I get caught? But then you see as they sort of put on their jacket, as it got a little bit different temperature in here. All of a sudden.
Shouldn't they take off their jacket?
Yeah, but I just,
Yeah.
it was in the moment.
Yeah.
Sure, he takes off his jacket.
All right. Yeah.
Someone turn the heat up?
And you're close to this worker. But I think this is your turn because you rolled really, really well.
Okay.
All right, so now we cut back down to Kane.
I think if we cut one more. So he cut it with this antimatter dagger.
Oh, Scott, there is a doorway in the middle of this cylinder that would be like a spiral staircase to get down. Just wanted you to know that. That's probably
Staircase opening, and then
Yeah.
it's like a lever.
Yeah, it's like a lever that
a
they have to
classic
pull
lever.
to alert security.
Okay.
It's more of like a mousetrap switch, right? We have to pull it up and pull it down like an ancient electrical type thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Kane's going to try and hit it with a hard light needle.
Yeah, I was just about to say that's.
The little cable.
I know it'll work, but I don't know if it'll actually
I like it.
stop it,
I like it.
reduce the structural integrity. enough
Which
to
one of the
snap
three
it.
are you cutting?
So let's see. We're straight across.
Yep.
Joe Thor's down here. We cut the one straight across. I'm going to cut left.
Okay.
Assuming there was 4 of them, right?
Yep, 4.
So there's one next to us, one next to him. We cut the one next to him.
Yeah.
So we got left, right, and us.
Mhm.
I'm going to go left. It worked?
Yep, it cuts.
Cool.
And then
I knew it would hit. I didn't know if it would cut.
it begins to scrape, and then Scott, you're inside this room,
Oh.
and then you hear some sort of explosion has gone on down below, and you just quickly peek your head through the hole you cut, and from where your friends were, you just see a huge puff of smoke emerging from down there, just like a big gray-black smoke just
Can I do,
coming out of that hole.
Can I do something real quick?
Oh yeah.
I would like to sever the lever.
Sever the lever.
That's very rhyming.
I know. It
So
wasn't the point.
he
but
walks
yes.
up, you walk up, and you're going to sever the lever. Go ahead and just roll to hit for me. I need you to roll above a 10.
I'm not using this
You
cursed
can do
dice.
it. I believe in you.
Joe Thor's life.
This is going to give you away, because rolling an attack roll gives you away.
And that's with my antimatter daggers.
How I'm going to ask you, are you okay with
The laser
giving
half
yourself
sword.
away?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that is 16.
So, Scott, you see in this moment that the officer sort of turns around and begins to run towards the lever. And just as he's about to do that,
There's a Scott bot.
and it sort of electrifies this space because your antimatter dagger just kind of has this like energy that sort of just shuts down the equipment. And he goes, "What? Huh?" And then like a guard does, and he grabs the dagger and he goes, and he looks around like, and he just like in the heat is just like, "What's going on? Who is it?" And then he sees you in the room and he goes, "We have a rogue bot." And he looks over at the no, there's no initiative yet. Hold on.
Robot.
Because I want to cut down to your friends and
You
see
don't
what
wanna cut
happens.
down
there.
my
I want to
friends?
cut down your friends with blades and death. So it's you guys down there, and you
Hopefully we
see
avoided that.
this fan has fallen in such a way that it is off to the side and it slams into the bucket
Now imagine.
that is now moving its way in, and it rips down sort of this cable and then breaks some of the grate. And then as it does that, it begins to vibrate quite heavily. And then another bucket kind of comes in and it comes in as it sort of leans down. Like I said, it's starting to fall. It moves with such speed as it's normally ascending. It doesn't have a way of stopping it because it's used to using gravity and its minimal engine capacity. And it just slams into that one.
Well, it's blowing down, so if it went sideways, it would actually blow itself back into the bucket.
The two buckets slam into each other along with the fan, creating enough force for a very large explosion. In that moment, Jovthor needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah, he does.
With advantage because of your friends.
You're welcome.
Thank God
Thank
for
God.
that.
Yeah. What was
19. Oh, yeah. So it was a 1 and a 17.
19. You see as it sort of explodes through the smoke. You just see black smoke, and then Ewan, all of a sudden, boom! There's a monkey in your face as he jumps through the smoke, appearing out his face, and then grabbing and hugging as you basically slide back into the space, and Kane pulls against the wall, and you all are sort of crouched in this ventilation shaft.
Guys, I think we need to work on our communication.
But you're all alive.
Yes.
I'm assuming you move into the grate.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna radio. What's happening down there?
We're winning.
Aren't you about to be attacked?
I know. I'm saying that as I'm doing things.
He's like, "What's happening down there?" As
he
this
can do it
guy,
without
this
somatic.
officer walks up to the Scott bot, and says, "What's the meaning of this?"
I'm going to knock him out.
Not
Okay.
even gonna try.
No
Just roll a hit.
Subterfuge.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Roll a hit.
Okay, yeah. Hey.
Yeah. Roll a hit. He smelled and dealt. He's doing it.
All right. 13.
All right.
You can throw him in
That
the
does
fiery
hit.
furnace.
Thank God.
Give me a sneak attack.
A sneak attack.
Throw him in the fiery furnace.
And I'm not trying to
The
kill
hole's
him. by
too
the way.
small.
I understand. This is non-lethal. You did say knock him out.
So sneak attack.
I think the hole was too small.
5d6 plus
Not
5.
to chop him up.
Wow, 5d6. 1, 2, 3.
How much time do you think he has?
Enough.
I don't. There's 2 other people in there.
I don't think he has enough time.
6.
He doesn't have haste.
Do I have
No one casts
advantage?
haste on him. He doesn't have long
Because-
strider.
I will say you had the jump on him, which is why I'm giving you sneak attack, but I'm not going to give you advantage on the attack.
Okay.
Good news is you hit.
Non-fatally killed.
So that is 19.
19.
What, like with kindness?
19 kindness damage.
All right, Scott. I'm going to give you a choice. Do you want to push him out the window, or do you want to have him be able to attack you right now? Because I know you were trying to keep him alive,
I'm not trying to murder this man.
but the only way that you can
Yes.
get him in one go is if you push him out the window.
No, he can try to attack me.
Okay. I need to add myself to this initiative.
Okay. Do it.
So I'm going to roll his dice here. What did you roll, Scott?
For initiative,
Okay, never mind. I rolled like poopy.
What's his name?
This guy's name
He's supervisor 2.
do you want me to roll?
is Supervisor 2.
Officer Bob.
What?
Do you want me to roll?
You don't need to roll. I have your initiative right here.
Oh.
Didn't you roll?
No.
What do you mean? Aren't you not? Oh, you
I
didn't
was-
roll. You
I
should
was
roll.
really did,
Yeah, let's roll. Let's roll. Let's put you in there.
Yay.
Roll initiative. You rolled better than me.
Yeah, it was crap, but it was not as crap as apparently his initiative.
Was.
Supervisor number 2. Let's go.
Don't ask what happened to number 1.
Number 1.
Number 1.
What about number 3?
Actually, he was the guy downstairs.
Number 1 is a lot more jacked.
It's probably true.
Number 1 is for sure more jacked.
What about number 3?
Number one,
I gotta do this. I gotta hit the button.
the large.
This song's called Battleford. All right, so we're back to Kane and Jovthor and Ewan. However, we're no longer in initiative with you guys.
Cool.
Yeah.
So we're gonna resolve Scott
Yeah,
and
but
his super.
we're kind of an initiative with this growing smoke cloud.
That's
that
true.
We probably need to get away from.
I like it. So I'm gonna assume you're gonna dash.
I think it's time to go.
Yes. We're
What's in
gonna.
front of us?
Okay, sure. I'll keep you in the initiative, I suppose. You see before you winding pathways, left or right.
Left.
Okay? That's the first choice. You continue to move. Actually, I'm going to actually pull this up. I have an answer to this question.
Yes.
So you went left. Okay. Up or down?
Up.
Okay. You guys are all he's just deciding?
Yes. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
You're
he
asking
took
him.
off. Joe Thor's in the back.
Okay.
What-
straight or up?
Up.
Okay. Back or right?
Right.
Okay. And the last one. Down or straight?
Straight.
Okay. I'm going to get to you guys in a second.
Okay.
Because that's not what I expected. It's one of those pathways that's like, if you read a book and yet you also can't read English,
I see.
then you need a translator. If you can't read a book, it's like one of those, it goes back to the top type things.
Uh-huh.
So I just did a little pathway and we got
Should
there.
you practice your instrument?
Right. So now,
There's
Scott,
always
what do
yes.
you do as this guy has taken 19 points of damage in front of you?
Is it his turn?
It is not. It is your turn.
Okay, I get to go again.
Kill it.
I'm
You
going.
get a surprise round.
I'm going to imagine
Murderously.
that first one was like a chest punch,
Okay.
and now I'm going to go for a forehead, like backhand, like
Oh,
metal hand,
Just-
knocking him out. Yes.
All right, go ahead. Roll to hit.
Rolling to hit.
Oh, guys, there's fan blades.
I don't hear him.
They're there. I don't hear them. Let me try again.
What do I add anything to this since I'm not using
Nope.
the weapon?
It's supposed to be there, but it's not there. All right.
I'm not hearing it.
Do I need to add anything to this since I'm not using a weapon?
It is just your strength a modifier and damage, I think.
All right. So 16,
16 to hit.
hit.
Hits.
and then my strength modifier is the damage.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I use the butt of my half sword. Then.
Yep. There you go.
All right. So
You can also deal any, you can't deal non-lethal ranged attack. You can deal non-lethal melee attack regardless of how you use
Okay.
your weapon.
well then, or the other antimatter dagger, the butt
Yes.
of it, because I
Shabam.
jump down, shoot it, and then. So that's actually 23 to hit, and then
That hits.
That's 1d4 plus 2. 5.
5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So he takes 5 more damage, which means he's taking 24 damage. And he then extends an arc baton. It's sort of like shockingly at the end there. And he smacks you upside the head with it if he can.
Traitor!
I don't think a natural 4 on the die is going to cut it. Thanks for the dice, Jackson. And
This is why he's number 2.
he goes wide.
He weighted these dice to make sure.
All right,
give us
Kane.
advantage.
Whoa, no, hold on. That was on his registry.
You see how I did that? I made you make a bunch of decisions so I can cut back to Scott. So, okay, Scott, what do you do? You're one-on-one against this guy. You see as the other people sort of look around and they're like, what's going on?
All right.
They don't get paid enough for this.
No, they don't.
I'm just gonna keep smacking.
Keep chipping at him. Go ahead.
Yeah. So.
Taking 24 points of damage.
So
It's non-lethal, so I'm not telling him if he's bloody or not.
He's got low AC too.
13.
13 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
Just hits.
Just hits. Woo. And then that's another 1d6 plus 2.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now that he's got the weapon out, his AC went up. It's cool.
5 more.
How did you intend to knock him out?
Oh,
Bash.
just in like I'm
butt.
I'm trying to understand this combat.
I'm imagining he's like, what are you doing? And then it's almost like a kind of a martial arts kind of move where it's like,
Yeah, you like punched him once, and then he like sort of swung the baton above you. You maybe ducked. You got him in the lower gut, and he's like, ooh. And then sort of your last punch, you sort of upside the chin, and he just goes against the back wall and slides down.
and I immediately move to the exit.
And he begins to run. All right,
To what?
run.
So
thought he was
actually
knocked out.
block the exit.
No, Zane.
I begin to.
Scott.
Oh, you begin. Oh,
Yeah.
I blocked the exit from the others leaving.
it's like how?
All right. Now, yeah, he's a simple trooper.
Number 2.
You guys went through the grates.
Yep.
Now, there was some like spider climbing where you have to like use your legs and your arms to like get through these grates as you went up. But you guys are all pretty good at climbing or flying or teleporting. And so you are able to get up into the space. Now, as you sort of get to the top where Scott was in this sort of controller area.
We made it.
Yeah. You did pick the right choice. However, you exit out the grate and you see Scott in the stairwell. And you guys are all there. The sort of stairwell.
I'm
You were looking for the control panels and you were just there.
yes, but also I was preventing the others from escaping.
Oh, I see. So yes, now there are four workers that are trying to leave and they cannot.
Because I'm imagining.
Mhm.
This is a drill. Please.
Oh,
If you try to leave, it will go through your
okay.
head.
So are you trying to persuade them that this is a drill?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
It
Go
can-
ahead and roll a deception check.
You have all failed.
Deception. Where the hell is deception?
Charisma.
Oh yeah. It's not. It's a 7.
It's a 7.
I'm gonna.
I rolled
go
a 2.
with-
Yeah, this is not a drill. You say this is not a drill, and they're like, and they start freaking out.
Please lie down on the ground. Put your hands behind your back, and please wait to be tied up.
They do so.
We tie them up.
Okay. Scott ties him up with
You have rope?
with this imaginary rope.
I don't know. Maybe
I have duct tape. I have duct
Ooh,
tape.
Joker walks up
There
and
you
duct
go.
tapes him up.
use some office supplies.
There
to
we
tie
go.
them up.
Yeah,
Alright.
no, I have 10 rolls of duct tape.
He has 10 rolls of duct
You're in a
tape.
room with computers, and
Um,
you're on a smoking stack.
We have the key card.
yes. So Jovthor, who has the key card, he's gonna go up, log in, and but see if he can log in with the key card.
All right, so you walk over to one of the computers. You see on the screen immediately, it was the one that Scott remembers the officer pointing towards. It is now a smoky, shaky camera. You guys had,
Yeah.
you guys had destroyed that area, and they were referencing where you guys were.
Luckily, not the camera though. It can still see the smoky wreckage.
It's not great, but it's there.
Yeah.
So you walk over to this computer, and you look for a place to put the card. There is a slot for you to slide this card in.
Okay. I will go ahead and do so, just to see how far I can get with that.
So you slide in the card, and then you pull out the card, and it says "Welcome, Jeff," and it sort of, and then gives you maintenance access.
Oh,
Gotcha.
I was sure that just wouldn't work.
So Jovthor is immediately just gonna do his computer thing, and he's going to
Doing this computer thing.
see if he can detect like any sign that Al.
Oh, now I can hear the fan.
See if Al has tried to get in. Just he's seen enough tech stuff between Scott and Memory that he thinks that he could probably see Al's
Traces?
traces of Al within code. So he's immediately going to start doing that.
Okay, go make a data check.
I'll give him assistance.
Scott walks up and says, "It's actually LZ, not L5."
You said data. That's a 20.
Okay.
Cool.
So, Scott makes that quick correction in the code, and then you see as it just goes and begins to show like a bunch of like scrolling stuff, and then it gets faster, then it gets faster, then it gets faster, and then it stops at the bottom, and all of the text goes towards the top, and then it begins to just blink.
Do you want to play a game? What's it blinking?
It's blinking.
Just blinking?
Just blinking.
Just a blinking light.
Is it showing all the different things that Al is? Is that what he looks for?
It's just
It's
blinking.
just blinking.
I imagine it's like in the Batman where like the Riddler's got his riddle, he sends it, answers, then it blinks, and that's another riddle.
Guys,
I didn't see the first roll.
I think Al is here.
That's good, right?
I don't know if he's I don't think he's housed here. I think he's been trying to get in, because if he is trying to take control, and he can take control of Scott, I think he could take control of the big Scots.
Mr. DM,
Big Scott?
I have a question about Scott's paint job. Is this dynamic paint? Can it change colors?
No, I think we sort of had this discussion a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
This paint was a malfunction of the previous Red Plains Tech Hub, improperly painting you with both colors.
Real long time ago. That was like first, second, third episode.
And I believe you corrected it with a different color scheme at some point and then went back because you felt out of place.
I believe that is correct.
Yeah.
I think you were trying to get in somewhere, or
Okay.
we needed you to have blue or something like that.
Did I correct it with more paint or with nano machines?
I think you.
I think pretty sure. It was
I mean, I
paint.
know you have nano machines just for the sake of explaining some of your crazy things that you can do.
But it didn't be a disguise kit thing.
Yeah, but I don't think. Yeah, that'd be a disguise kit thing.
Oh, good news though. They have that paint here.
They do.
Maybe not in this office, but somewhere they have that.
A
paint.
lot of it too.
Can I just go through? I'm just going to go into the surveillance system that I saw, like the cameras and stuff.
Sure.
I'm just gonna flip through all the different channels and check out the whole facility.
You sit down on a different computer or the same computer?
Whichever one had the cameras set up.
Okay, well, they're all designed for the similar purposes. They all have
I'll just
like
take a different terminal. then.
access. You grab a different terminal, you sit down, and I need you to make a data check to get into the system. I mean, unless you're just going to check cameras.
Right now, I'm just checking cameras.
Okay, so you hit buttons, and you're going right, and you're going right, and you're going right, and you see the facility, see the facility, see the facility, see the facility, and then you start clicking really, really fast to try to process it as fast as you can, see if you can catch a discrepancy. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Love it.
Anyone want to help me?
Sure. However I can.
Yeah.
So we're both looking at it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Scott's probably looking at it
Oh
to
my
see if there's
gosh.
any weird
Does anyone else
tech
want to look at
stuff.
it? I rolled.
Jove Thor is still at his computer. He cannot help.
I rolled 2 5s, so
Pushing
that's
all
an
the
8
buttons.
in total.
8 in total. You go, and you're trying to catch a discrepancy, and then you're like, nope.
All right.
Ewan's like, what just happened?
Jove Thor's gonna call over to Scott. I mean, Jove Thor knows that Al is probably listening in, and there's not really anything that he can do about that now that we've kind of gotten his attention.
You see, Joe Thor, an eye pop up on the screen. Not an eye like a blinking eye, but an eye like the letter I. Then it spaces. H-A-V-E space. I have keys, but can't open locks. I have a screen, but can't display images. What am I?
A keyboard.
Wait. I think I've heard this one.
Right? You said I have
No.
a screen, but cannot.
I have keys, but can't open locks. I have a screen, but can't display images. What am I?
I was gonna say
A screen door?
key.
That has locks.
A sliding screen door?
Keyboard, computer, piano. This
He's
is
just entering.
this is not Jove Thor. This is Ross thinking out loud. Keyboard, piano, or screen. What has keys? But I'm gonna feel so dumb when I.
You
finally
see the
get-
riddle just backspaces away.
What instrument has a screen?
I have no legs, but I can run all day. What am I?
A computer?
It's a refrigerator.
Any machine, or a river.
You're just saying these things out loud?
Well, no. This is Ross speaking
Okay.
out loud. Jove Thor is gonna.
Jove Thor is also speaking out loud.
Jove Thor is gonna put in stream, or like river.
It goes back up. It just like deletes.
Oh,
I store your data, spin around, and click when you access me. What am I?
This is an old piece of technology. Back in the 20th century, they had CDs,
Hard drive.
compact discs.
What are you? Are you saying this out loud? Or
No,
are you...
he's going to put in compact.
He's also saying it out loud.
Yeah, he's saying it out. He's explaining it to everyone because Joe Thor is knowledgeable in the show off. He's going to put in compact discs.
Backspace is away. If you have 10 gigabytes of data and you delete half, how much data do you have left?
5. He's going to type in 5.
Gigabytes.
5 gigabytes.
Always label.
5 gigabytes.
Math class
You see,
burned me on
it
that.
goes, and it finally adds below.
Okay.
If a computer program takes 5 hours to run on one computer, how long will it take to run on the same program on 10 computers?
I don't. Okay, this is
30
not.
minutes.
This is not Joe. This is not Joe Thor talking.
30 minutes.
Is that how that works? Computer guy.
You say 30 minutes. You gonna type it?
Yeah.
He types 30
Yeah.
minutes.
Depends on the software.
The program then says, "Congrats. I meant to tell you to assume parallel processing."
What's that mean?
We'll talk about it later.
I have a mouse, but don't live in a house. What am I?
A homeless person.
A cursor.
Right. Joe Thor's just gonna type in computer.
And then it says right below, "No, but I am listening."
What are you guys doing over there?
We're playing 20 questions with a super intelligent computer.
Why?
Cause he woke up angry today.
It says, "I am not angry, but I am stalling."
While this is going on, at my other terminal,
Yes.
can I be looking for things that would look out of order in an industrial system like this? Like packets of data.
Here's
that
what you
would
get.
look
Go
different.
ahead and make an intelligence saving throw.
Intelligence saving throw.
Whoa, that's fun.
All right. Intelligence saving throw. So 24.
A bit of a buzz goes in the back of your head. And you have a logic unit, so you're able to push it out. But it's similar to that last time you ventured to the Red Plains Tech Hub on Mars. And it's like that hive mind that's sort of trying to press in your head and push and push and push. And you push back.
Is it everywhere or is it in a specific place?
I'm just telling you what you feel.
That's what I feel. Okay. And that disturbs me from doing what
No,
I
it
was
doesn't
gonna
disturb you. It just is meant to put you on a pathway of how you maybe should be thinking right now.
do? Okay.
Shouldn't we be doing something else?
Al is likely to be here. Currently.
How do you know?
Oh shoot. Scott, we may need you to do your remote into other robot thing soon because we may be under attack.
Why would I do that?
Why would it be under attack?
Well, let's just say, look down there. See all those big robots?
Yeah.
They might become part of a hive mind.
Next, you're gonna tell me it's a trap.
Well,
Does it feel cold here anymore?
Yeah, we
forgot.
cut the fan. You know, it's gonna
No.
get warmer in theory.
What are the rules about transferring between robot bodies again? Do I have to be in proximity or
You can
contact?
touch it.
I have to touch it. And then the nearest, those are all how far away?
The bottom of the tower.
So like hundreds of feet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Pretty far.
Are you telling me you believe that Al is building a Titanic body at this facility?
I don't know if he's building one, but he may be stealing one. And Joe Thor is going to, on the computer, try and find the program by which
Different computer?
Yeah, just slide over one computer, and he's gonna see if he can figure out if the big. How are these robots being controlled? Are they controlled by a central area? Are they controlled up here? Just see if he can find a way to short circuit the software.
Ewan, make a history check.
Pretty much, how can he block Jaeger Al?
10.
Honestly, that's pretty good for you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I will say the only signal that could theoretically blast like how they're describing would be from that of a very powerful satellite dish. And you happen to work on the very satellite dish that may be aimed in this direction.
Long time ago.
Yeah. So yeah, while he's having that internal thought process, Joe Thor is still like going through. He's going through the software. He's trying to see if he can figure out how. See if he could potentially like even remote into one of these things. Just doing what he can to.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna radio memory.
Okay?
Memory. All right. Do you read? I'm going to
No, she just listens to the books.
climb outside.
What?
She doesn't read.
She likes audiobooks.
Oh, I see. It's like me. I'm a good foreign boy.
So I'm going to climb outside and try to maybe get on top of the tower.
Okay. So Scott goes through the hole he made earlier and goes on top of the tower, and you get up above and
Oh,
you
really?
are feeling some like antennas sticking off the top.
Yeah. Is the signal any clear?
No.
Signal to what?
No.
Memory.
Oh.
All right. Am I able to build something digitally?
Trying to build something?
Yeah.
Digitally.
What are you trying to build?
Like some kind of firewall.
All right, so you can go back in the building and try to data your way through that.
I think you can do it. There's a way.
Should I not?
No, you can.
No.
Remember those chips we have?
Oh, that's right.
You do have 7 of. No, you have 6 of them.
I'm going to put on some data armor and build a firewall suit of armor for myself.
Interesting.
I saw Jaden's eye twitch when you said
Using what?
Data yourself?
Using one of the chips.
Remind myself and the audience what those do again.
Are you saying that to Zane or
who has
to
better notes about
whoever?
the
Do you
chips?
guys
Oh,
know
I
what
do.
they
Yes.
do again?
You're,
It's
you're the one who investigate them.
Yes.
just have them in
It's a plus 20 intelligence on checks to do with computers.
Oh, okay. Well,
For one-time use.
Yes, for one-time use. And we have 16 of them. You currently have 6 on you.
6 on me.
I have 1 on me.
You
Ewan
sit
has
down
1.
at this computer
I have one.
and
Yes.
you pull out one of these square little doohickeys with the little prongs, and it's pretty easy to just boop.
I think to do it to yourself, I think Jove Thor would have to do it to you.
You can theoretically do it to yourself. You're trying to do it to yourself.
I mean, sure, why not? I mean, if I can, I'll be like, yo,
Well,
Joe Thor.
you're a bit more technological than that. Your logic unit is more like it's more like building a computer in your case than it is actually pulling up code. He'd have to plug you into the computer, and then we run potential risks that way.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Would there
You
be
are
a-
an isolated unit.
Sort of.
Since Al's here, is there a way that we'd be able to hack him?
Is Al here?
Supposedly.
I mean, when I say Al's here, I
He's not
say,
here, he is accessing.
I mean, like his presence is here.
Yeah.
No,
Sure.
he's physically here.
So what are you trying to do? That's the real question.
Is there a way we could hack him?
I'm just trying
Owls with
to,
us all.
because at the last few places that I felt this presence, it was kind of my cue to get out of there.
Mm-hmm.
And since we can't really afford to leave, I would like to take precautions.
Well, sure.
So
It sounds very logical.
I'm into it.
He is a logic unit.
I don't know what you can do. I've given you, if you want to plug into a computer and do the data that way, you're welcome to. Otherwise, he may have to technology you.
Jove Thor.
Yes.
Right? Okay, that's what I thought.
All right.
You can theoretically technology yourself. It's just you run potential issues if you should fail.
Okay. Well, how about this? I'll get on the computer. I'll write. Open up Word.
Yep.
I'll write.
You write some code.
Not in Word, but I'll write. I'll write some code.
Yeah.
I'll write something to add. It's almost like I'm adding a personality module
Sure.
or like a mind module.
Sure.
So it will not just become like a hardware manifestation. It'll become, the goal is for it to be part of my sentience.
Okay. So you're essentially trying to code yourself.
A little bit.
Great. Are you just going to roll a regular data check, or are you going to participate in the crazy Joe Thor
I
idea?
still think you should have Joe Thor try it.
I wanted to try and
I don't think you should do it in a
I'm
system
asking you,
that
are you
Al's
using one of the
current-
modules?
let me talk. I'm trying to set it up on the computer and then have Joe Thor install it.
Are you trying to use one of these modules?
The ones that Al's
One of these
infected.
little,
chips.
these little chips.
Oh, that, yeah.
Probably a good idea.
It's your choice.
Yeah.
Okay. So roll a data check.
I think there's a satellite hooked up here, or at least aimed here. That might be how he's getting connection.
Good thing.
I've worked on it. I would know.
So what's adding that?
17.
Plus 20.
So 37.
37.
And we burn one of Scott's.
So you have a 37. So what you've done is the impossible.
I was going to say, do you have
Yes.
words for things above 30?
Yes. You've done the impossible. And that you've rewritten personality. You've rewritten essence. You've created humanity. Sort of. And it's written down. And it's there on the computer.
Joe Thor.
Yeah, I'm kind of busy over here trying to figure a way to not have Mecha Al.
He's just answering riddles after riddles after riddles.
Take a break. I need your help.
All right, Kane,
Huh?
do your thing.
What do you call a program that bugs you?
Annoying.
Is it you?
A feature.
He's just writing jokes at this point.
All right, what do you need, Scott?
I've written a new personality module that I need to add to protect myself against Al.
Is this gonna add humor? Wow, I asked that as. sorry, that was for Ross. It's kind of me.
Wasn't that funny?
It kind of was, though. It was kind of funny.
It's Joe Thor.
It's funny that it's an accident. It's like if somebody's like, "Oh, look, I bought this new makeup packet," and you're like, "Oh my god, is it gonna make you look better?" And it's like you don't mean it, but it's just
Yes, that just slides out of Joe Thor's mouth as he's kind of like as he's like looking over the code. It just kind of seems like, oh, this is impressive stuff. All right. Cool. Do I need to add, did you integrate this into yourself, or do I need to integrate it into you?
You need to integrate it into me.
Okay, cool. Joe Thor is gonna take out his data pad.
Yep.
And he.
This is gonna be a technology check.
Right. Well, this is Ross. This is Ross thinking out loud. If I attach my data pad to this, there's always the possibility that.
I'll answer your trepidations.
Yeah.
You see this little green thing
Yeah.
that he's put on the computer hasn't sort of burst into flames yet,
Gotcha. Okay.
which means that it's tied to this little thing.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool. Perfect. Yeah. So Joe Thor will.
So connect to that.
Yeah. We'll connect to that. He will download this impressive.
NordVPN.
Download this impressive piece of software that Scott made onto his pad. Wait for it to upload. It's like, all right, Scott, you ready?
Ready.
All right. Joe Thor's going to go over. He's going to turn Scott around and then connect it to the back of his head where I think we've connected stuff
So
before.
you connect to your data pad. You download it to your data pad and then to him.
Yes.
Okay, interesting. I don't know if you've ever downloaded a picture over and over, but it gets worse as you download it. It corrupts each time you do that, partly.
Yeah.
So there is a danger of running it not directly from the computer. And you are aware of this as you begin to start the process. Do you want to potentially compromise what he has done ever so slightly, giving him and his perfect humanity maybe a couple quirks?
Yes, I want to give Scott some quirks.
Well, if you sell it like that,
I'm just saying we would have gotten the perfect human. And instead we get
Wait, why am I becoming human?
so what are we
just
making?
wait.
Okay.
We're making a cult here. What's going on?
Just
No human's perfect.
you
We've had Jesus
ascribed
once.
personality into code. And I'm saying that what a robot thinks is personality is the perfect human.
Perfect man.
Well, okay. Out of meta, meta talk.
You're also protecting yourself.
I'm basically making myself unhackable from Al, even
Right.
if I transfer bodies.
I know.
Okay.
I also just think it's
Perfect man.
story-wise, it's entertaining.
Okay. All right.
So he gives you a couple quirks. in
It's
this
like your
context.
goal. So
All right. Yeah.
And
Might as-
not-
might
and
as
not
well
a
go
cou-
for it.
When I say a couple quirks, I mean your
who's to say?
you know
You don't like toppings.
yeah
on-
like that kind of stuff.
Say,
Like
I like
you're
pineapple
you get a
on
little
pizza.
yeah you get a
Hey,
little
that's
like
not a quirk. That's a plus.
No, it's
That
awful.
is
No,
definitely
it
a
is
plus.
awful.
good.
Yeah.
Pineapple on pizza is fine.
Pineapple, kill all humans. You know, just small quirks.
Why are you mixing sweet with savory?
Because sometimes it's good, and pineapple on pizza is good.
No,
All right.
the firewall is gonna be perfect. But
Yeah.
you transfer it
That's
over
the part I was worried about.
Yeah.
and then he transfers it over his computer and he's like, "Yep, perfect little firewall. 1,000% chance it's gonna be awesome." I know that doesn't add up math-wise. Here's what I'll say: it's 100% chance it's gonna be awesome when you write the code.
Everything is awesome.
And then he transfers it over
Everything is cool.
to his data pad, and it is a 99.9% chance. And then he transfers it to you, and it's a 99.8% chance that it's unhackable.
I'll still take those odds.
Yeah.
And it uploads.
You gonna roll technology?
All right.
Well, I mean, he's not having to. I mean, I normally said he was going to roll technology, but I think we're good.
No.
I thought about it, and
Yeah.
I had some time there.
All right. Well, once the process finishes,
It finishes.
Scott stands up, A poses, his eyes shut off.
Yeah, gotta restart.
Oh, he's not limp, just
Just doesn't
Stiff.
move.
factory reset.
I
pose.
told you we should have put Apple instead of Windows.
No.
Oop.
I don't support evil.
Did
That's
I?
why he's doing the technology check,
Did I just break Scott?
and I will remain like
No,
that
you,
for
you always have to turn it off and turn it back on.
let's say 60 seconds,
Okay, there's a minute.
an
goes by,
uncomfortable amount of time,
Okay.
and then I turn back on.
and he's the same.
I say, "Did it work?"
Oh, he's gonna do this.
Well, are you Al?
No, I'm not Al.
Wait,
the-
wait. That's something Al would say.
It's true.
What would I need to say?
You know what?
Are you cutting the voice?
You know what? You know, I will risk it. I think we need to get out of here before Al becomes Mecha Al.
Unless he already
You see
is.
on the computer, just that little green thing sort of just explodes.
Ooh. Okay.
Retro.
No, that's what happens.
All right, you guys. Where are the stairs? Because I think we need to get out of here. Oh, is there?
They're in
No?
the center of the room.
All
Well,
right.
they're not on the side. Because you could stop people from getting to them.
So if you've ever, this is an interesting thing to think about, but if you've ever
It's a big tower.
sort of worn a coat
Once or twice.
and had a very stiff wind, not stiff, very breezy, intense blizzard blown against your coat.
I'm just imagining it's a euphemism for a fart.
No. A very intense, cold wind blow against you.
Uh huh.
And you can almost feel that the coat is doing its job. It's protecting you. It's pushing up against you.
Uh huh.
But your face is freezing.
Scott, you kind of always feel like that in your head.
Man, that was perfectly timed.
Like it's sort of always,
two or three of those.
there's a blizzard always pushing against your coat, stopping the cold from getting in.
Just
Al
right
is
now.
definitely present. Maybe not physically, but he is projecting himself in this area.
Yeah, he was telling jokes.
Ewan, you said
So he was.
Ewan, you said that you think you know where he's projecting from.
There's a satellite above us. I bet that's it.
Above us, or is it Orbit 1?
Can you see it?
You worked at Orb B1.
Didn't that? Yeah.
Yeah, Orb 1.
Orb B1.
Or
Is ORB1 on the satellite?
No, Orb B1 is on Earth.
Oh yeah, it was
we
at the
blew past
Super
it.
Right,
super
right.
big satellite.
Yeah.
yeah, we were there.
I read through your chat transcript. Looks like Al is stalling.
What's he stalling for?
That's the question, isn't it?
Literally said he was stalling. So
All right. Well, I feel like we should probably get out of here before we figure out what he was stalling.
I think we should interrupt him. whatever
Interesting
he's doing.
fact of note. When Scott speaks to you and when you all speak to each other, there is sometimes a doubling effect if you have your comm on while you're speaking to each other. A small delay in transference frequency, right?
Yeah.
And that when I speak, you get that like sort of hi,
Echo.
I am speaking, right? Like it's just like it's happening kind of in the midst of that.
Right.
When Scott speaks, there isn't a double.
That is great timing.
I imagine it sounds like, you know how like the kind of prototype AI voice, like text to speech sounds right now.
Mm-hmm. It's like
That's
pretty
kinda-
darn good.
That's but it's still like kind of grainy.
It's kind of off.
It's kind of off. That's kind of the type of voice filter that I would say Al has.
So it's just strange, and you feel this when Scott does that. When Scott speaks to you, there isn't that double either.
Did I say Al or Scott?
You said Al, and I'm just
Scott.
like,
That's
I'm
not a.
It's okay.
That's Freudian slip.
or could it be?
Or is it?
No, but you're hearing that when he speaks to you, and then when you speak back to Scott,
There's the echo.
there's that echo. But Scott, when you feel their frequencies, it feels like a steel trap, like nothing's getting out. But then you speak to them, and you understand that it's never been you. It's never been memory. It's been the fact that your dungeon master has given you free comms this whole game and not once asked for anything in return.
I got you, dice.
what should we have been rolling?
Nothing.
Oh,
It's just been my way of listening.
the dungeon master is listening to us.
It's been Scott. It's been Al.
All right, get out the paper.
It's been Al listening this whole time. In this moment, it clicks. And that, should you use comms, Al is listening. And he'll pick up there next time. If you're a dungeon master and you give your players nice things and aren't a jerk about it, consider being a jerk about it. It makes the game far more fun for you.
Yeah, for you, not for us.
It's the way I ran Curse of Strahd. I was like, yeah, Strahd, here's everything. So go back and watch Crows if you haven't heard that one. But thanks for catching this episode of Orbit 21 and Roll to One. We'll catch you next time. Like, subscribe. Peace out. Trout. Live long and prosper.